sure.
Hello. Oh,
Hello,
you have
Annie
shot.
Hardy.
Hi. Hello.
That's how I start everything. I yell at people. And this is Annie
What's
Hardy's
that?
pigeon. That's how I start these things. I always
Yeah.
yell at you.
Oh, that's a good way to come out with a start with a bang.
Yeah, for sure.
Ah,
And like intensity. What's your
yeah.
what's your bird's name?
This is Sweet Girl. She's new here. I just got her a couple weeks ago. I think she was attacked by a dog or a cat or something. And so she's just recuperating and becoming my favorite little pet. This is
Yeah,
what pigeons do. This
she's
is
like
they like
really she's like really
this is my
calm.
love language. Not that calm. When it's time to be crazy, look. Ow. That's like a pigeon like loving thing. It's my love language is like hateful
Like pecking.
pecks and strike. Yeah. It's like hurting you,
Yeah, they don't have that
pain,
listed in like a book or
inflicting.
anything. Yeah. Like bird love languages.
Yeah. They all do it though. This is
Oh, oh no, you're freezing up a little bit. Oh, this is gonna suck if this is on my part. Um,
much done. They're like, what are you doing? Where are you? You know,
yeah.
I'm like, that's my vibe too. I'm down with that.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
Right, sweet girl. Yeah.
I could just sit here and watch this the whole time.
Sweet girl's majestic.
I
Pigeons
know.
are so amazing, and we've given them such a terrible like name, and we are the ones who domesticated them, enslaved them for our purposes, and and still today, people that tickles. People have don't just got my cigarette. You just threw it down my shirt. That was funny. There's like hood pigeons, the
Yeah,
roller pigeons and homing pigeons. I didn't know this because I don't watch movies. I guess it's in some movie, but it's also true because I rescue animals. I do non unlicensed, wildlife rehab, and so I've had a few pigeons come to me that have wrist ankle bands on them, and I'll call the number. And I was like, that's weird. Everybody who these pigeons belong to is always like Hispanic or like a black person. Like I didn't know there was such like a rich,
yeah.
pigeon keeping. And then my friend who's from like the hood, he's like, oh, it's because they keep hood pigeons. They like fly them around to alert the neighborhood when the cops are coming and all kinds of different stuff. And I was like, oh, for real? Like that's dope. Yeah, hell
That's
yeah.
real cool. Holy
Yeah.
shit. I didn't even
Yeah.
know that.
And Mike Tyson is really into pigeons as well, you
Is
know?
he?
Yeah, I think that's how he became a boxer. He used to have pigeons like growing up when he was real young, like in high school or something. And some bully from school or something came and killed all of his pigeons. And oh, what's that little sneeze? And he was so like
Indignant, yes.
enraged because those were like the only things he loved. And I think that's when he met the coach guy. What's this sound, bro? And then started boxing,
Oh, that's so cool.
funneled that rage into something semi-positive. I don't know if it's positive to punch
Some
people in the face under
for sure.
any.
I mean, sometimes it is, but
Yeah, but usually not.
no, yeah, for sure. Like he got real good at it though, but like
Yeah, but then he still bit the guy's ear off anyway, so I don't know.
for sure. Well, we don't know what he did to his birds he had then right there.
Right, exactly. That guy could have fucked up his pigeons for sure.
For sure. He's like, this will really get him, but then like it backfired.
Yeah, totally.
All right, cool, cool. No, but this is a real cool moment for me. I bought yeah, I uh I bought Giant Drake's first album like with
Oh
my dad's
shit.
credit card without telling without telling him like in like 2026 or something like that,
2005, 2005 probably.
Yeah, for
Unless
sure.
you waited a year.
Probably.
Well, it
But
came
like
out
I
2005 here, 2006 in the UK. What? Oh, I can let you know. Did it have Wicked Game on it or no?
yes.
Oh, it did. It was
Yeah.
2006 then, because
Okay,
they
cool.
re-released it out here with the Wicked Game. Because I made a big stink about not wanting to put that on the record. So the what's going on here? What
Now she's making a stink.
dog? What are you doing, dog? Let me see you. What's up? Are you sick? I called her my favorite, and the devil got word of that, and he's instantly killing her with some sort of disease.
Oh
You want to
no.
go back to your perch? Let me drop her off at her perch really fast.
Okay.
Maybe she's hungry or thirsty. Oh, hood pigeon, bye. Be right back. Bye, baby. Here, go here now. Whoa, shark on me. Yeah, it's a madhouse in here. I've got two very sick chickens in the living room. I got
Everything's getting sick.
chickens in the living room getting it on. No, they're just sick and like it's a nightmare out here. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So 2006, much different times. I was not living this life back then. I was like apartment couch lady, watching TV, nodding out on painkillers. Good old days, you know.
Yeah, for sure. And you're coming up on the 20-year anniversary, which is kind of like a big one for that.
This month
It's
was
a
it 20? Yeah, it was 19. This turned
19, yeah,
19.
for sure. How do you
Crazy.
how do you feel about it being how do you feel about that?
I don't know what had happened, how I got to be old, and so did even the record. Like, I interact with human beings who are younger than that record. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just did last night. Uh, I talked to two teenagers, and it's like, my record's older than these people. I don't know. It's a horrible feeling, really. I'm not gonna lie. It's like to be a woman and be aging and then like also just like, yo, what happened? Like the entire world has completely flipped its lid and changed every aspect since then. Like I'm pretty sure that era was like the last time anything was good. You know, it's all
Yeah,
been downhill from there, not just music wise, like just world wise, you know?
yeah, for sure. And like everyone's so angry right now.
Yeah, because they're sending out that, like, when you realize that this world is not like what we've been presented with, like, then you can do something. But like most of these NPCs out here, they don't know what's going on. They just fall for any agenda that's comes their way. They're like, oh, Democrat agenda, I'm falling for it. Biden, or like Republican agenda, like, yes, MAGA. It's like, mm-mm.
Yeah, for
This is
sure.
a spiritual war, and like spiritual warfare is being waged against us because we don't know how powerful we are as human beings, but the dark forces who run this world know. And so they know that if they get us stuck in anger, when you're angry, you're like, what is it? Your amygdala, your frontal lobe shuts down, which is where all your logic and reasoning center is. And so you literally get angry, you lack the ability to make logical decisions and to think for yourself. So, same with if you're in fear. So,
Yeah.
it's no surprise they prompt us through the news, through whatever they use to be in a constant state of fear or anger, because that feeds the underground. Like demons are fucking energy beings. Like we're physical beings. We eat physical food when we're hungry to sustain energy, and they're energetic beings. So they eat energy, and energy is created by us.
Yeah.
So if you're feeling all those low vibrational feelings, fear, anger, grief, whatever, that feeds the demons in the underground of hell. But if you're feeling like exalted, high vibe, like love, unity, like gratitude, you're powering the angels. And like somewhere in another dimension, it's angels versus demons nonstop, like
For
Mike
sure.
Tyson shit, you know?
Yeah. So I remember I when I first messaged you, I said we could talk about like the algorithm. And like I
Mm,
started my store because like I don't like the algorithm's effect on music, like how people like find music or like decide like what is worth listening to. But I also think it contributes a lot to like anger right now because like we only get blasted by our own thoughts, like our own things we really believe in, and it just
yeah.
strengthens it every day. So that's why people get so angry all the time because like it's kind of very like Clockwork Orangey, where like we always watch our beliefs, and so like when something goes off of it, like we get real angry about it.
Yeah. Well, that's like that's a two-part thing. It's like when people get defensive because you're making them question their own beliefs. Like there are a lot of people, I don't want to say what side of the political spectrum they're on, but its color is blue, and if you mess with their like they dismiss anything they hear, but if you provide evidence and then it starts to chip away from one of these false beliefs they hold, they treat it like it's, I mean, because the ego's in there. We all have an ego, and it takes those beliefs as a part of the self and identity. So when you challenge it, it's goes into kind of like a
Like a defense.
defense. Yeah,
Yeah.
a defense so that it won't die because it's trying to just sustain life. But it's like people who are kind of on the narcissistic personality disorder spectrum, especially,
Mhm.
they don't, they really can't just objectively like like there should be no reason that people get so angry about shit, political
Yeah,
shit. Like the world stage is not called the world reality. Like it's called the world stage for a reason. All this shit is such a joke, Like it's all meant to divide us all so that we are infighting instead of looking at the real problem, which is quite obviously the evil cabal that runs the world. Hate to even use that term because of like they're so smart. The devil is so smart. Like QAnon is so like retarded, and I can say that because I'm retarded. That like now, if you say certain truths, it's like you sound like a lunatic QAnon or something. But it's like they've hidden the truth over there somewhat, and like they just got like made something detestable that involved a little bit of truth.
yeah,
It's like it's very genius, and people don't think that this could possibly be like, oh, how could they fucking make it so the whole world shuts down easily, dog? I mean, what, why the world, ugh, it's frustrating. Now I'm
Mhm.
getting angry. But then the other part of it is our mind, we subconsciously are designed to uh like what's that, what do the kids call it, like a something bias, like where it's like it's what you believe already, so you just believe it.
Oh
Like
yeah, I gotcha.
like your brain is designed to find evidence for what you already believe outside of itself. But
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, I agree with that. And the algorithm, it exists outside the phone and the internet now. It's like
Oh, I know.
it's bridging the worlds. It's spooky.
Hmm. I like what you talk when you talk about like the evilness that like underwrites everything, because I feel like
Mm-hmm.
there's like a bottomless pit of evil. Like you can never get bottom evil. Like there's no limit. Like but there is a limit to like goodness. Because like if you're really good, you don't like restrain evilness, but like evilness doesn't have that that limit to it.
I would say that goodness is not limited because God is not limited.
Hmm,
God is like everything, or God is nothing. But like it's just that evil, the side of evil especially, is working so much harder
for sure.
than good, because good can almost like rest on its laurels knowing that it's good, but evil is like planning, and it's meticulous, and it's like
And
holy
controlling too.
job.
It can be
And
controlling.
controlling, yeah, because that is what evil's the cornerstone of evil, or of narcissistic personality disorder, or all manner of just like decrepit stuff, witchcraft, it's all about control.
Yeah, for sure.
Only time that's good is that one Janet Jackson song.
Yeah, even then, that's on the line.
That's pushing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Back in the 90s, it was a good time.
Yeah, for sure. No, yeah, I don't know. Like because like I do my record store. Like I push around the cart. I go to different markets. I have like
That's
different like
cool.
a bunch of crates, and I introduce
Mm-hmm.
people to music. And they're open to it. They just don't see anything. Like they don't see it because it's like outside their bubble a little bit. So there is like
Right.
interest if you like show people in a way that is positive. I feel like
For
that
sure.
goes along with everything.
Yeah. It maybe doesn't yeah, there's less drive for positive stuff. You really have to like make it alluring. But like that's why these evil freakazoids, they use the desperation that comes with being afraid or angry, to push everything forward. Like look at COVID, look at the vaccine. Like people made no sense of anything. They're just like, you have to get the vaccine or we're all gonna die. It's like that doesn't make any sense, especially if the vaccine works. And you got the vaccine, and how are you going to die? Why would we all have to get it for it to work? That's
Yeah.
weird. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
um I should give you some of my records. I have two. You take vinyl crates of vinyl around?
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's
That's
dope.
yeah. I mean that's the whole business. Because
I
like I
used to
people don't
do
go to
that.
record
It's
to get
heavy.
oh yeah. And I live on the second floor of an apartment building. So so like two or
Damn.
three times a week I'll drag them down and go to the market.
Which market?
All of them. Like in Milwaukee, there's like ones like 414 flea punk rummage sale. I'm going to a weird one called Oddities that like travels the country. So
That's
like I go to
cool.
different ones like that, and I try to show people like cool weird records that they normally wouldn't see, and I write
Like
little
what?
notes on them. So like, let's see what I got here. Um, so this isn't a real weird one, but like I bought a bunch from Real Gone Records. Some nice black jazz
Oh,
on a
nice.
label. The
Cool.
Awakening, kind of a cool thing that like isn't like as well known as like Blue Note stuff or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like jazz kind of ends at like Miles Davis or something like that,
Right, right.
or like
Do you bring a one of those little portable record player things too? Or
I
you just show
wish
them what the record looks like?
I just show them what it looks like. And I write little notes, like real fun, like little notes, like the Creamers. Like they're not on
Hmm.
Spotify, and their YouTube videos only have like I don't know, less than like 100 views, but like they
Wow.
existed and they made like good music, and I
Yeah.
feel like that's something worth doing the legwork to like show people, you know.
Yeah. I'd say one of my favorite bands is very ill represented on the internet. I think that they maybe got blackballed back in the day from the industry, but you know that band, the Lilies?
No, I don't.
You should check them out.
The Lilies,
Yeah,
cool.
Lilies.
All right, that down.
Lillys. This guy Kurt Heasley, and yeah, he's great. Bunch of different records. Like they had a shoegaze era. They had like you know, like a I don't know what, like just straightforward rock, and then yeah, just check it out. I think you'll really like it. And
Okay. Well, is there anyone like currently that you're kind of like working with or like are around that you would recommend to people?
let me think. Uh, well, I, I'm thinking about my algorithmical. You know what? The people I work with, they get me stuck in algorithmic prison.
Yeah.
I've been in prison for multitudes of years now because I work with people. I work with like other genres of music that are sort of so far out of my shit, like the band Prayers, one of my recent collaborations. Are you familiar with them?
Mm-mm.
Emo cholo rap goth pioneer, prayers.
Right.
And
Okay.
before that, the Deftones.
Yeah.
And so like I have like, this like kind of like dark, like I don't know even what you call it,
Yeah.
but it's
Like
like it's
that's
not like my 2 minute long keyboard retard songs. It's like if the algorithm suggests Annie Hardy to a Prayers Deftone fan, they're probably like, what the fuck? Not always the truth. Some of
sure.
them can get down, but it's like on the whole, I guess maybe there's just not even, I don't even know who's like me. I get compared a lot to retarded people, fellow retarded people like Daniel Johnston.
Yeah.
I think somebody even threw out a Wesley Willis, which makes sense because he had keyboard retard vibes too. And so it's like, I'm waiting. There was this band called the Kids of Whitney High back in the early aughts. And did you ever hear them?
Mm-mm.
They're like retarded, like Down syndrome, fucking really, really retarded. And I
Really
seen
want to
them.
listen to that. Yeah.
I seen them at the Vans Warp Tour. Like there was kind of a retard core scene for a second. I saw Wesley Willis play when he was alive, like legend.
Yeah.
And if you've not familiarized yourself with them, you should check that out. Rock and Roll McDonald's and whatnot.
Oh,
And
I
he
know
was,
that.
yeah, yeah, he was just like literally retarded, just a
Yeah.
retarded black dude doing this thing. And he had this big bump right here, and he would say, "Bump my head," and make you bump heads with him.
Yeah. I
Those were the
love that.
days.
I
Coos
love that.
Cafe.
Yeah. No one really likes to get weird nowadays.
No, you know what they like? They like to pretend to be weird. Because
Yeah.
after Ariel Pink came on the scene, it's like I noticed he had this effect. Everyone started dressing like a homeless slob in boxy wide t-shirts, and the 90s aesthetic came back in like, the mall. And then everybody claimed being weird whilst being actually like an
No.
NPC within,
Yeah.
because anyone I'm actually weird, and all I want is to be normal,
Mhm.
all I want is to be normal passing. I'll never achieve my goal. But like these people who are playing weird, like cosplaying weird, it's like, bitch, you wish you were weird. Like,
Yeah.
give
It
me a
is weird
break.
that like people really want to be weird, but like it is kind of like it kind of sucks a little bit. Like I would love to be able
Yeah.
to talk to more people or like but like I don't know, I'm not like super out there, but like I'm a little odd.
You're probably on that spectrum with the rest of
Probably.
us. More
Hmm.
people are neurodivergent now
Hmm.
than neurotypical. So it
Yeah.
seems like a bad term to call it neurodivergent and neurotypical
Yeah, when it's
when
becoming a
more
little bit more
people are
normal.
typically, yeah, autistic on the spectrum. And it sucks that they don't use Asperger's anymore, because I feel like it's kind of like insulting to like people who have actual real like retard autism.
Yeah.
It's like,
That's right. No one does say that anymore.
no, because they found out Asperger was a Nazi.
Hmm.
So they canceled his name. They found out Mrs. Butterworth, you're not allowed to say that syrup's name. Like, what is going on in this world full of prideful, egotistical,
Yeah.
signaling virtue,
For
like
sure. I mean, you don't have to
false
like
flag?
support like those like sides of it, but like also
Yeah.
that's Asperger's is that guy, you know?
Yeah. Don't take it from him just because he was a Nazi.
Yeah.
These people don't realize that most of them are Nazis. So it's like, it's like
Mhm.
if Nazi Germany situation was happening again right now, all those people who were pro like mask and all the, didn't question the narrative. Those are the Nazis. Those are the new Nazis. Congrats. The left is the Nazis.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's like it's a similar concept of like blind obedience is kind of what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it can go
Like,
on, each side or it can go whoever, but like there's an underlying obedience that we kind of like need that we feel like we need.
well, yeah, we're genetically programmed to be obedient because we're human beings are tribal in origin,
Oh
and
yeah,
so
for sure.
So you depend on the other members of the tribe to live. There's the one bitch, she's making food, and that guy's protecting you with a spear or whatever. So when you go outside the tribal norm, you get rejected and left in to fend for yourself in the forest or something. So yeah, so you're actually genetically predisposed to be
Yeah,
along with it all.
for sure. It's like either you join them or you like die in the woods or whatever.
Alone, yeah. But jokes on everybody, because thanks to like COVID, we're all living that Uber Eats solo alone in the woods life now at this point for the most part.
Oh yeah, everyone's feeling. I feel like everyone's a little alone right now. Like no one really wants to, because like I've seen that like no one really after like we had that drought of like social interaction
Mm-hmm.
during COVID. Now everyone's
Yeah.
like still a little leery about like walking out of it.
And where would they go if they did walk out anyway?
Yeah,
Nothing is the same as it used to be. Nothing is cool as it used to be. And like, I think because we've just gotten used to not having to deal
yeah,
with other people, we're all kind of like, people are more hectic these days. I feel like everybody's more broken than they were before. Like dating is just hell on earth,
oh god,
I
yeah.
every time I'm in a relationship for a couple of years and then I exit it, I'm shocked to see what's gone down in my absence. And this is no like, last time I was shocked to find every guy was a puss, and now I'm shocked to find like just everyone's so crippled inside they can barely even operate in this world. And this
Yeah,
world is decrepit too, so it's like no surprise. There's only one solution, in my opinion, which is like a return to tribal living, where you find the tribe with your same kind of beliefs and ideas, and you fucking move the fuck out of society, because this society is going to kill all of us if they get the chance. You start a self-sustaining situation where you guys are growing your own food and being self-sustainable.
yeah. And like
I'm
communal
ready.
living, I feel like it does really help. I
It
mean,
does.
you grow closer to the people around you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you don't have to like there's no like overarching person like kind of like changing the way you think. Like
Well,
everyone's kind
until
of
it
yeah.
becomes a cult,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for
but
sure.
it's like, I wonder if there's any positive examples of cults where it's like, yeah, started
Yeah.
this cult in 1946, still going today. I guess
Yeah.
there is. It's called Alcoholics Anonymous, and I'm a member of that one too.
Yeah, for
Uh,
sure.
and it's like, I don't know how people who aren't in AA got through, or some 12 step, or some church, or somewhere that makes it so you have a community. Because without that sense of community,
Yeah.
people suffer. And I've seen a lot of my normie friends just grow like deathly lonely during the
Yeah,
COVID.
like during the yeah, for sure. No, that's a good point. I mean, Alcohol Anonymous is like it's nice to have people around.
It is. It's nice to have a community, even if your community is full of idiots.
For
Most of
sure.
the time, it's still better than a community of none. Although
Yeah.
sometimes I tell myself, like, I'm going to get away from these assholes and just do my own thing. But it's like, I think we'll all perish. I don't think humans are designed to just like be hermits and be alone.
Yeah, for sure. Um, to pivot a little bit.
Yes.
um, no, another reason why this is really cool because like I was just talking about Dashcam. I was
Mm.
talking to my professor who teaches horror movies, and
Oh, wow.
she's never seen Cash Cab.
Dash cam.
Dash Cash Cab is something different.
Yeah, completely.
For sure. I'd also like to see you host that as well, but
I would
but
love to.
Dash Cam. No, I was telling her about it, and I really, really liked. I really, really liked it. I really liked your performance too. So that was
Thanks.
really nice. Yeah. I like um that the that you played someone who was very um what's the word I'm looking for? like you see online and people get really angry about the character because it is a
Yeah.
very like difficult kind of character. Um, but
Yeah, they
like I feel
definitely
like
had me play up any
yeah,
assholishness of my own, and I think it was really negligent for them to like, I don't know. I don't
mhm,
think, I think it's my bad actually. I shouldn't have gone along with things that they wanted me to do just because they were really pushy about it, because
yeah,
nobody was thinking about my future, my career
yeah,
future, my future safety. And
mhm,
like they kind of just hung me out to dry completely. Like, oh, come be our little, monkey with the symbols, uh, you know,
yeah,
cash cow. We're going to steal all this stuff from your life and use every part of you except for the part that has any semblance of goodness about it, make you seem like an asshole. And then when they all come for you, we're not associated with you, stepping back.
yeah.
And that's fucked up, especially considering that Rob Savage, the director, was my live in boyfriend at the time when
Oh
all this was
man.
going on.
Hmm.
So it's like,
There should have been
I
some kind of
don't,
protection for you.
he should have said something like, yo, I'm the director. I told her to do this shit. She's a good person. That's
Yeah,
why I'm living in her house with her,
yeah,
for 2.5 years.
for sure.
Uh, yeah, I don't know. I feel like horror movies are really bad. They're
They are,
bad
yeah.
to watch. They're bad. They're feeding the demons, like we talked about before. And it's like, I wish I never did it, sort of. I wish I never did that film. I feel like cursed ever since I've done it,
Yeah, I can see
honestly.
that. Yeah. I mean, just the kind of like the vitriol that you'll see online about it. Like, but it's like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
talking to you right now, and you're a very lovely person. I enjoy
Thank
talking to you.
you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And
It's crazy because people can only see whatever they are. So it's
yeah,
like it's a good litmus test for who's a piece of shit. And you take them to watch the movie, and then if they hate me, stay away from them because that person's evil. If they
yeah,
like me or tolerate me, my character, I mean, that's an all right person. It's just crazy being
yeah.
hated by so many people. And it's like energy is real. People send negative energy to you. I fell off my roof last year just
Mhm.
trying to get up there to patch a hole on this pipe thing because it was about to rain. I tried to get some of my guy friends to come do it. They were not available. I get up there on an A-frame ladder. You know, like sure that could have happened from my own negligence, but I've never broken a bone, hurt myself in a severe way before that. And I feel like that comes on the back end of having half the people who watch that film hate me and send, like, people go out of their way to send
Mhm.
me messages on Instagram that say, you ruined the movie. It's like,
Oh,
bitch, I am the movie. There's no
yeah.
movie without me, you stupid idiot. And then they say, you should have died like your character in the movie. It's like,
That's
what?
crazy.
It's real crazy because my character don't die in the movie,
Yeah.
especially fucking idiots. And so it's just been like, I don't know that everybody could take being put in that position.
Yeah.
It's a lot,
Hmm.
but it's cool,
Yeah. For
I
sure.
guess.
Yeah. Well, if anything, I really enjoyed it. I loved your
Good.
performance. Yeah.
I only wish. I
Hmm.
mean, it's the one of those experiences I feel is uncommon. Like, I star in a film, I do a pretty good job, and I have less of a career afterwards. Like,
Yeah,
how does this work?
for sure. I
Annie
think that's
Hardy
what everyone's.
special.
I feel like that's what everyone's kind of afraid of, like you know, doing anything now.
Yeah, because even if you get some success, that means that all these mother effers are going to look to your past, start combing through all the files and documents,
Yeah.
looking for that time that you said something bad or you did the wrong thing. It's like all these fucking cops need to relax
Hmm.
because I bet they were blowing some N words with hard R's back in the 90s,
Oh,
if
for
they were
sure.
around. It's like, why do people think that they're better than other people?
Yeah.
To the extent that they need to like lead a witch hunt against someone. It's like
Yeah.
we're all human, we all make mistakes. You're going to be really bummed if what I believe in is true and you die and then you're judged according to your works and you were unforgiving and stuff, because you got to forgive to be forgiven.
For sure. No, everyone's human. I feel like we were starting to forget that a little bit. Everyone has like
I
their
feel like we're
little,
starting to not that's starting to not be true as the demons like come
yeah,
overtake certain people. I watch people turn off. It's like, whoa, where'd Scotty go? He's not the same.
yeah. I always hear that. I work at a video store, and every so often hear someone be like, "Yeah, I used to hang out with this guy for when we were kids, and then I reconnected with him, and now he's like completely like strange now."
Yeah, it's like some like someone needs to run their McAfee, like like virus detection, because there is a gross demonic virus that's like overtaken a good portion of humanity.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe it was the spike protein.
Yeah. All right. So let's end on something positive.
Yes.
What?
Like what?
Yeah. So what do
Well,
you find joy in right now? Like what's because I saw you with your pigeon and you love her. Well, what's some stuff that's really giving you life right now?
well, that's a good question. Well, the pigeon,
Hmm.
it's nice to have one of these pets, because up until the quail mass murder 2 nights ago, I had something like 25 animals around here.
Oh,
I've
that's so
got,
cool.
I know, and not one of them gives a shit if I live or die. I'm like the feed slave that comes in to feed them all. Almost none of them, maybe Gustine, my little white kitty, but
Yeah.
the rest I'm just enslaved to. But I've got 3 opossums. All 3 hate me. I found the one that got loose. Joey Rat is his name. I found him in the oven yesterday, like under the burners. I
Yeah.
heard something. It's not my first rodeo with loose possums in my house. So I looked under in the opossum favorite spot under the burner, and there was Joey Rat going like this, you know that's what they do. And if you pick them up, they'll like piss all over you, and they shit this like super green foul smelling shart. And
Yeah.
it's good at keeping people away. People got to
Yeah.
be really invested in me as a person to get anywhere near this foul, shit filled house. And so yeah, got the 3 opossums, the
By the way,
9
that's
chickens.
also my defense mechanism. I also shed green just to make sure no
That's
one goes
good.
around me.
Yeah. They're really smart like that because they're not like that fast. And all they can do is make predators think that they're sick. So they shit like that. They can also make their nose start dripping snot,
Hmm.
because that's what a sick animal would do. And then the predator's like, ew, hard pass. You're
That's so
disgusting.
smart.
It's so smart. And then they play dead, which is not a conscious like response. If their body like really shuts down, it's really not good for them to go into that place. But I like learning. That brings me some semblance of joy. I love to learn. You know, I love to go into nature if I get the chance to go to the beach or the mountains or somewhere. I don't usually get the chance to do it, but I love to just hang out with my friends and laugh if I get the
Yeah.
chance. But I have less and less friends these days and less laughs. So it's like,
Hmm.
it's hard because
Yeah,
it's
for
like,
sure.
this has been a time, I don't know, I'm into like kind of witchy stuff, although I'm a Christian, so I don't fuck with it too hard. But like, I listen to this guy, Paul White Gold Eagle, online every night. He posts a daily, he reads from the Sacred Earth Scribes, and it's some very like woo-woo white person, like ding dong shit. But some of it's true. And
Yeah.
so I like to hear like the reality I'm living being spoken to me, so I don't feel like a total loongoonian psychopath. And
Yeah.
he's always talking about lately, like, we're in the eclipse portal and we're having to stop doing all the people, places, and things that are not in alignment with our highest good and can't come with us to 5D. We're in 3D right now. Fifth dimension is like the one that's all unconditional love and just like new paradise, peace on earth, type shit. Is that going to be real? Oh, may be, may not be.
Yeah,
But
but it's also just like an interesting concept in itself. Like just
yeah,
learning these things, even if like, I mean, you don't have to entirely believe in something, but like sometimes just learning something that is outside of yourself is gonna like enrich you.
for sure. Cause like in 2011, I had like a spiritual awakening that was so dope, where I learned that like everything I ever thought was true is basically a fucking lie,
Mhm.
and like I learned about energy, and like I learned that I can heal myself and heal other people. And then I learned about the blood types conspiracy, and I just went down this rabbit hole of conspiracy. And then I learned what was to come, that there would be a virus followed by a race war followed by a vaccine. If you don't take the vaccine, then you can't get the rations from the government when the food shortage comes on, and da 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 da. And that's when I started to garden.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, this shit's gonna go down. And I was shocked because I by the time it actually began, COVID, I
Yeah.
had already dismissed all that as sort of like being high,
Yeah.
like, but it was
But then it
true.
became a reality. Yeah.
It's happening now. And so I'm like, damn, we got to get the fuck out of here, out of these major cities.
Mhm.
Is Milwaukee considered the Rust Belt or no?
I have no idea.
I know Indiana's the Rust Belt, Illinois is the Rust Belt.
Yeah,
It's like the part that goes like kind of the upper, but like through the middle,
yeah,
Montana.
for
I don't
sure.
know because I'm not like geography bitch. I don't know where even Milwaukee. What states is it next to?
Illinois, what is it?
Oh,
Michigan or whatever, I
you're
think.
in the Rust Belt.
Okay,
Congrats. You're
cool.
gonna live.
Nice.
You're gonna make it through the fucking horrors on their way here.
Oh, thank goodness.
I won't,
I would not be able to survive out there, but
yeah, there's going to be tsunamis and earthquakes in diverse places, and like tsunamis wiping out, making like California much more of a coastal place. But New York too is going to get the tsunamis, and allegedly, and
oh, that's so
I don't know.
scary. Especially
It
with
is
like
scary.
it's so populated, so densely populated that
Yeah,
like something like outrageous like that happening, it would be, it would seem
it'll
not
be
real.
crazy.
Like,
Doesn't life seem not real though for the last few years as it stands?
yeah, for
Nothing
sure.
is real.
I forget.
Maybe
Yeah.
this is all just like a God's toilet dream?
A toilet dream, like he's like on the toilet and he's like, it'd be crazy.
I just imagine God's dream projected into a toilet bowl. That's
He's
why
like,
they
well,
think
this one's
the earth's
done.
round.
Whoop,
Yeah,
flush it.
exactly. Tsunami.
Oh my goodness, that is what a tsunami is. It's just a flush.
It's just God flushing the toilet once and for all on his toilet dream. He's like, I got to stop eating Chinese food right before bed. This is fucking me up.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. God, don't eat orange peeled chicken right before you go to sleep. Those
He's like, I really
fried
got to bed.
wontons.
Chopsticks.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
I know, it's cute. Someone should
Yeah.
make a shirt of it.
Oh
Maybe I
boy.
will.
Please
That's
do.
another thing that brings me joy is I've been working on setting up um, the full psycho website. I mean, I'm not doing any of that shit. Someone's at the door. But my business partner and friend Kelly is doing, all the hard stuff while I just kind of get to make shirt designs and send them to him.
Yeah.
So we'll be launching the full psycho website officially, and then Giant Drag is actually going to play some shows pretty soon. I think we're going to be on KXLU or something and play a show to launch the full psycho website. And
That's so cool.
yeah, so it's little things, day to day little things. I love it when I put a La Colombe into the freezer and I put it for just the right amount of time so that it becomes like a slushy,
Yeah.
like a frappuccino. don't always get it right. And then when you get it wrong, it explodes everywhere. That's what my story was right before I signed on to this Zoom. But you got to get it where you can because life is sucks lately.
Is Giant are you guys coming out with a third album? Is it a third album?
Mm. Oh my God.
Oh no. Oh
You don't
no.
even want to know.
Oh no.
We've recorded not one but two times. I don't understand why this band, is it the name? You know, it
Hmm.
might be the name,
I
but
like it. Yeah.
I mean, it's a good name, but it makes everything having to do with this band a giant drag. Like every overseas tour, I get robbed. Every fucking album, it's like there's some big problem. Like,
You ever
I'm
think
just,
about starting like a new one with a new name with like the same
yeah,
people?
yeah. But then you miss out on all that. Yeah, that's a
No.
good idea. That's actually a pretty good idea. But it's like there's some like grandfathering in that you
Oh, you
get
have some
by
equity with
being,
that name
yeah,
already.
because like you can't just like, even if you start a new band, like, oh, it's blah 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 from Giant Drag. I don't know if that still has the same impact
Yeah, for
as
sure.
saying like, hey, Giant Drag wants to like play here or whatever.
Oh
So
yeah, I gotcha. Also, I really like your solo stuff that you've been coming out with. I like
thank
that it's very
you.
varied. It's
Thanks.
it's a bunch of like different like genres or like influences. I really like that.
Yeah.
Um,
I
it's
mean, I have about two operating systems there. I've got the keyboard retard where
yeah.
I'm playing the accompaniment on this great keyboard I traded for a microphone to the guy who owns the Witch store in Burbank. And then there's like my 7 to 10 minute long like free word association, like neurodivergent improvisational jams. And then there's a third section where I get like a track from someone else. Like me and my friend Thomas Hunter just, well, we didn't make it together. He made a instrumental record about falling in love with my friend Maggie
Uh-huh.
called Falling in Love in Slow Motion. And it's beautiful, this beautiful instrumental album. And then when I was going through my breakup, like the things that get me through a hard time are writing songs. Period, the end.
Yeah.
And so I was so distraught that I like couldn't even like play an instrument. So Maggie was like, why don't you do this? And I got on the tracks. It was perfect. It saved my life, really, because they're not traditional songs.
Hmm.
They're like really long soundscapes almost. And so I had to figure out with each one, like, how do I make this seem like it's a song? I feel like
Yeah.
I do that a lot. Like, how do I legitimize what this is as a song? And I figured out because all the songs that I do, like that I release, like they're all improv. I step to the keyboard, I press record, and then whatever comes out.
Yeah.
And so because I know that it was so easy, I feel like other people maybe know too or something or won't think it's a real song. And so I got to make it more real song esque or
Yeah.
essence. But I think the solution to that is just backing vocals. And
Yeah.
hopefully, I mean, other people music these days, I don't know what it sounds like really because I don't listen to music, haven't in like over a decade, haven't
Yeah.
watched TV or movies either. But when I do catch an ear glimpse of other people music, uh, it, a lot of that shit doesn't sound like a song, and it is a purposeful song. So I don't know. Maybe I'm doing all right.
I think you are.
Okay,
Um,
good.
I remember when like Fiona Apple released her like Idler Wheel album, like she said, I didn't listen to anything for like 10 years and all I listened to was Billie Holiday. And she came out with an album that was something completely different, but was also something that everyone kind of like needed at the time.
Mm.
I
What
think
was
that's what
it? Extraordinary Machine?
Idler Wheel.
Oh, I've not heard that album
Oh,
of
it's
her.
so good. It's very strip bare.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like her and her voice, and then like she'll play piano, and then like sometimes she'll put in
Oh,
like kids playing on the playground or something like that. And it's just very naturalistic, I feel. And
I should check that out. It's just so hard for me to
yeah,
get into anything because, like, I don't know. I guess ever since, like, awakening to the reality of like subtle energies and stuff, that's when I stopped listening to music, watching TV, etc.
Yeah.
Because I can feel like, there's an imprinted vibe on everything. Like people trip on the backward masking stuff, or I guess they used to trip like in the 1970s or something, because there's all these like demonic, like he will give you 666, like turn me on, dead man, like Beatles and fucking Led Zeppelin shits.
Yeah.
But it's like people don't understand, much like with targeted individuals and organized gang stalking, it's like you are hearing and seeing what you're seeing, but it's spiritual in nature, and music is so spiritual in nature. We
Yeah.
can't see it, you can't see it unless you're holding like a record at the marketplace, but like you can't hear it when you're holding the record. It's like, it's this like thing, and it's out there, and it's like moves through you, but it's not you. And it's like
Yeah.
nobody understands. They have theories on it, music theory, but I don't know nothing about those. I purposely shy away from anyone's theory about music, because
Oh yeah.
talk to me when it's music fact and I'll get down with it. But
Yeah.
it won't ever be, because music is spiritual, like so many things in this satanic lie world. It's like non-physical.
It really is. I mean, like I always tell people like because they always ask me like what's this sound like, or like what are they like, or whatever. And I'm like, I don't know how to describe music. You just listen to it, and
Yeah,
it's and if you listen to the music and like it moves you a certain way, then that's what that's how you know it's good.
exactly. And it's not, and one piece of music will move this person right here, but not touch this person right here, because it's like, have you seen that? Like when there's a guitar and you pluck the A string, and then there's another guitar in the room, the other guitar's A string starts to vibrate too. So it's like, if you're attuned to the frequencies of this song, then you'll vibe with it. But if you're not, then you're going to be like, what is this discordant resonance? And I think that's why I stopped listening to music, because it's like, to me, everything is a discordant resonance, except for I Get Around by Tupac. I don't know what that's all about.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I should check out Tupac again.
Tupac's great. Tupac's one of my first inspirations. When I was in high school, I was like, wow, he got killed for running his big Gemini mouth.
Yeah.
I want to be like him when I grow up. And, I think I've done it a little bit.
Yeah, I love that. I like people who like don't who like will just say what they want to say, and then like if something happens, then it happens. But like at least they got it out.
Exactly. At least you're living your truth, even if the
Yeah.
rest of the world hates you for it. And it's like, doesn't anybody ever stop and think, like, why does this make me so mad?
Yeah.
Because people only get mad at the truth. Like, you
Mhm.
know, like when
Yeah.
you're like talking to somebody and you tell them a truth they're not ready to hear, like we were talking about at the very beginning of the show, like if it's the truth, they get mad. If it's just some malarkey lie, that they could just, oh, that's malarkey.
Yeah.
That's bullshit. But it's only when you're telling somebody the truth that it really gets under their skin. So it's like, let your anger be the giveaway that the truth is being said here. And if it wasn't the truth, it wouldn't bother you.
For sure. Yeah, some people just need to let things bounce off of them, or just I don't know, just like take it for what it is.
I think it's these Gen Z losers, no offense. If you're a Gen Z yourself, you don't seem like a Gen Z loser, though. I'm specifically speaking to the Gen Z losers. That I heard my friend Monty call them the Columbus generation, like, because they tell you about something like they've discovered it themselves, and it's like already there. And it's like, yeah, I don't, Gen Z is a bit much, I
For
don't think
sure.
there was this much difference between like Gen X and millennials, or like any two generations.
Yeah,
I,
it's exhausting.
yeah. Mhm. and they never do anything. It's like, what do you don't you guys see that being so judgmental of everyone else renders you like in a state of chronic like a decision paralysis where it's like none of them are
Oh
really
my,
doing anything, especially anything like creative, which is like all of our purpose. And if they do, it's like some garbage, thing. And it's like, what is truly going on here with Gen Z? I think they need a exorcism or something.
yeah. I had this one friend who like he was at like a restaurant and like
Mm-hmm.
he just froze up because he was looking at the menu and it wasn't like super vegan or whatever. It wasn't. It had like a little
Mm.
section. He's like, I don't know. He's like, I don't know what to do. And his girlfriend was like, he's a little like over. He's a little overstimulated with this menu right now. He'll just eat later. And I'm like, buddy, you're at a restaurant. Just chill out.
You're just weak inside. You have a weak inner infrastructure, like
Yeah,
start eating meat, you'll be stronger.
for sure.
I mean, I love animals. I've got a million of them here. I
Mhm.
eat meat. I think veganism is a mental illness, honestly. And I think people
Mhm.
who are vegan, they weren't mentally ill to begin with. They'll be mentally ill by the time they've been not eating meat and cheese for a minute.
For sure. It's like so much guilt already like built in because it's like I'm vegan because I don't want to like kill animals. And it's like you're really putting so much like weight on yourself. And it's like
Yeah.
just
What about all the plants you're killing, though?
yeah.
They're screaming, they're eating them alive, dog. Like you're evil. You think that's okay? Like
Yeah.
plant lives don't matter? Like, come
And for,
on, come off it.
and
Just
all
eat
that
a burger.
crunching with the lettuce. Oh, I have
Yeah,
to listen to
you're
that.
like acting like you're better than everyone because you eat these plants. The
Hmm.
plants are alive, man. They have consciousness. Do your homework. Science is real, you
Yeah.
know? I'm sick of it all. It's like let people live however they want. Yes, big farming industry is corrupt. Every other aspect of this world's corrupt. That's why my idea, which many other people are having the same idea, purposeful living communities, self sustainability, off the grid, shit is like cool. When you're raising the animals yourself and slaughtering them and you see all that goes into that, like, I, I don't know. That's good
Yeah.
for you meat. That's not like full of antibiotics or whatnot. And that might be yum yum. I
Yeah.
mean, I know the difference between grocery store eggs and the ones that tumble out of my chicken's cloacas here at my house.
Yeah.
Incredible difference.
Huh.
And so, the eggs at the grocery store are up to 3 months old.
Oh, I didn't know
Gross.
that. That is gross.
And the chickens are in such poor conditions, like
Oh, I
on
know.
top of each other. I don't like to think about that shit, so I just don't. Luckily,
Yeah.
I've got a lot going on.
Yeah.
I'm not like a Gen Z sit about. I'm always in motion. Like I've got too much to do. I'm overwhelmed, like from real overwhelm, not from the
Yeah.
lack of choices on the vegan portion of the menu. And it's just like my advice to all of Gen Z is to adopt several hobbies and just stay in motion. Stop looking at what other people are doing because who cares? Like, get into your own shit so hard to the extent that everything outside kind of falls away. Go full blown autistic on shit where it's like,
Yeah.
I'm only into trains and this is all I want to fuck with is trains, trains, trains,
Yeah.
you know? Because anything, if you're like able to be led astray, your focus and attention, you could be led down some pretty dark corridors at this point, at this stage in the game. It's like, I am not going to look at what's going on the Gaza Strip because
Yeah.
what can I do? Nothing. Like to
For sure.
watch other people suffering helplessly in a situation that I don't even know even a degree of the truth about it. My neighbors across the street that I'm friends with, Israeli Jews, like their nephew, like as soon as this shit broke out, he was a sniper in the Israeli army. He went and flew back to Israel to go, you know,
Yeah.
not free Palestine or whatever. And it's like, I have no skin in the game. My opinion doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't do anything to help.
Hmm.
And so, why would I keep forwarding this dark agenda of division, war, suffering, helpless watching. That's more damaging than anything. Like there was these two sisters whose dad were molesting them growing up, and that ended up at my friend's rehab. And
Yeah.
he said the sister who got raped was in far better shape than the sister who had to watch her sister get raped by dad every night, because she had to helplessly watch,
Yeah.
couldn't do anything about it. And the sister who got raped, like, well, at least I'm getting raped firsthand. Like
Yeah.
it's worse to have to watch people get fucking killed, raped, tortured, and be helpless. Like that's the worst feeling.
That's
So,
fascinating.
isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a terrible thing. So
Mm.
it's like I don't want to feed the demons by just like, because also we get addicted to whatever like neurochemicals we experience on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Even if we're just regularly angry or regularly like whatever feeling you would call that, like, or overwhelmed or outraged or offended or whatever. If we're feeling that on a regular basis, our physicality of our body becomes addicted to that splash of chemicals. And so we will subconsciously in our life create situations where our addiction gets fed, our addiction to overwhelm, come out when we're at the vegan menu thing. And, like
Yeah.
wherever we can get that hit, because the body doesn't discern between positive and negative emotions.
Yeah.
It's just in it for the my
It's like what they
chemical
say, like
romance.
anger's a disease because like once it starts, like you can't get it out. You can't
Yeah.
get out enough.
Well, they do say that. I've never heard that before.
It's like anger's like either like a disease or it's like an addiction or something like that. It's
Yeah.
it's just
I
like
think it's a demon, it's a spirit
mhm.
of rage. And so, like, yeah, I think all those bad, like, you got your spirit of sadness, spirit of heaviness, spirit of infirmity, you know,
Yeah.
and I think all like the craziest shit came on the very last bar of my, spiritual awakening, where all this new age shit I had got into, that was cool. But then I had to like awaken to the truth that Jesus and demons and angels and shit are real. And I'm like, oh, dude,
Mhm.
this shit is this crazy people shit, like this is not woo woo, like, oh, this is like crazy people shit. Like, I practice spiritual warfare, like the art of prayer, of casting out of demons and loosing of angels,
Yeah.
out of necessity, because I've had my life is one that has asked me to do that. But sometimes, like people who are really freely afflicted by demons, like for instance, homeless people who are on drugs, drugs lets them in. And those people usually suffer from mental illness, which I think is demons, but whatever. And then people get offended by when I say that. I'm like, oh, you think I've got a demon? Yes, I do. I think I've got some too. We've all got demons.
Yeah.
Everything that goes against like what's best for myself. Alcoholism is a demon, like smoking cigarettes is a demon. There's even a demon for spending too much time in the bathroom, like just posting up. I have that demon. That's my office. That's where I hang out most of the day when I'm not moving in the fields here.
Yeah.
And so it's like, there's a demon for everything, just like iPhone apps. There's an app for that, there's a demon for that. But like sometimes, like, because I live in LA, right? There's
Yeah.
like the homeless people get more hectic each year, like walking up to civilians and punching them in the face for no reason and dumping a bucket of their diarrhea over their head or whatever. Like, are you serious? But those are the people where you can be like, stop it in Jesus' name, and it works. If only because you've just out crazied that homeless person by saying that,
Yeah.
it works. And it works from far away. It works from this inside the safety of my car without them
Yeah.
even being able to hear
For sure.
that I'm doing it. So
how do you lessen your own demons? Like how do you like, make them, less? How do you make them lesser? How do you or do you
Well,
just
you
like to
first
kind
got
of?
to see them, right?
Yeah.
Like this first step to all recovery is awareness and admittance,
Hmm.
admitting that you've got a problem. And then it's sort of like, what is the opposite of this demon? Like, what is the opposite of a spirit of like, loneliness would be
Yeah.
like the spirit of togetherness. So then you have to put your physical form into action, because they say fake it till you make it or something, like
Yeah.
like for instance, they say your garden is a reflection of your life, right?
Hmm.
And my front yard garden, which was usually lush and beautiful, it got like raped by the sun, this
Yeah.
summer when it was like 114 degrees out here. And so it looks pretty desolate. And like, I just realized last night, like, yo, like it is a reflection of your life
Yeah.
and self. And so I went and I started going to my old nursery and buying like zinnias and flowers just to force some color beauty back out there. I like to give neighbors, people that are walking by, like a beautiful display of color to see in the middle of this drab, dreary
Yeah.
life,
For
and
sure.
bring some joy to other people. That always helps. Like going in nature, being of service to others, and just like getting out of self.
Yeah. Projecting positive, something positive
Mm-hmm.
out there, even if it's just like
Yeah.
something visual, just like a really lush garden, like it
Mm-hmm.
makes people feel good.
Yeah. Making other people feel good makes you feel good. They don't tell you
Awesome.
that at school or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
And also like the idea of like faking it until you make it. Like I read that like if you like smile, like you'll eventually get happy because like you're
Yeah.
smiling.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Or if you like stand in like warrior pose, like it will make you more feel more powerful.
I that does.
It
Now
really
I think about it
does.
does.
And when I don't stand in that, I will like feel like a homeless person. I have terrible posture naturally. So that's
Yeah.
been my big thing lately is my drummer Colin Death Rage in Giant Drag. He always goes like and pokes me to correct my posture. So I feel like I'm starting to get it. It's difficult to change some way that you've been for your whole life,
For sure. I did.
especially old when you're older.
Yeah. I did yoga for the whole year last year, like 5 days a week. I went to yoga, and I got taller because like I my
Oh
back's
wow.
like terrible, and like
Right,
because I
right.
now that I'm like it like straightened up my back, and I felt a little bit more confident being in like the room with everyone who like better looking than me or whatever. Like I
Yeah,
felt like
yeah.
I belonged there. I felt like very uh I felt real confident, and I haven't felt that in a while, and that was really nice. And it's just like all I had, well, all it was like my back's straight now.
I know one little aspect, you change one aspect in the physical and it starts a positive domino effect or a negative one,
Yeah, and plus my butt was
depending.
looking really good too, so that was a plus too.
Yeah. What's the other one that's not yoga, but is like kind of like it, but
Is it like bar or something like that?
close? It's like a more of
Um,
like strength training. I keep meaning to try that one because I don't want to do yoga. I
yeah.
call it Satan stretches.
Yeah.
I'm not willing to send all that stretchy energy down to those lowercase g goddesses and gods in whatever blue ghosts or whatever not.
It's
But
like a bungee thing. It goes into hell and
yeah,
it
yeah,
goes back
yeah.
out.
Yep, yep. But also, I just don't like exercising. So that's
Oh
like
yeah.
a dual purpose excuse for me right there.
Yeah, for sure.
I only like to do one stretch where I go like this, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No big deal. But I do have some singing bowls. I feel like that those would like incorporate well to a yoga studio of some sort.
Yeah.
These things are going to get broken soon. I got these with that COVID cash. It's like it's about
Oh yeah.
time to go get those yoga bowls that I've wanted for so long.
Yeah. That's something they should bring back.
No shit. I
Yeah.
made so much money off COVID. I hadn't had that much money in my bank account in a decade. COVID, bring us the monkeypox. We want the free money again.
That
I'm
was a
down for
good investment. I
another.
like that. That's cool stuff.
Yeah, I got the whole set of 7, except one of typical Annie Hardy luck. The high E came broken. It's like so my luck. And I
Yeah.
bought them off eBay. So it's not like they were from a company, they were from some guy.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, it's not my fault. I'm like, yeah, motherfucker, it is because you packaged it. Whose fucking fault do you think it is? People always fucking run game on me. I'm such an easy person to just rob and fuck over, as
Hmm.
historically proven by like absolutely everybody. It's like
Hmm.
I never don't get fucked, and I hate that. I've got to change that belief about myself, but I
Yeah.
don't know how because evidentially,
Because
you
it's
know,
external. Yeah.
yeah, it's a truth that comes to me from the outside that I wouldn't have like come up with that idea all on my own, and except that all these people keep robbing me because I'm too nice and a little bitch, I guess, because of that. It's like I can't help myself. Even when I really don't like somebody, like I can't
Mhm.
help but not do what a kind
Yeah,
person would do. Like I don't care how I feel about someone. Like everybody deserves loving kindness. The
for
people
sure.
who deserve it the least need it the most, usually.
Yeah, and things would be a little bit better if everyone got a little attention and love, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like
And
that's not something that's valued right now, and but it's like it's the most important. It's like the most important thing that you could receive.
yeah, they did those studies like you heard of Dr. Emoto and his studies on rice
Oh,
and like it was like to see like uh what's okay, so he put 3 jars of rice and water, and
yeah,
on one he said like I love you, put the little note that says I love you. On the other, I hate you, I want to kill you. And on the third one he just said nothing, ignored it. The
yeah,
first one turned into a beautiful rice, vinegar or whatever. The second one went like gross, and the ignored one was worse of all, and it went black mold up in
yeah.
that bitch.
Oh
Because
shit, it really went downhill.
yeah, because oh my god, I keep forgetting my friend Chris signed up for Hinge using my email for some reason because it got kicked off the last Hinge bout. So every time he matches with some gross skank on there, I get an email alert, and it's kind of cool because I can like see what she looks like, and I'm like, oh god, Chris, you've got terrible fucking taste in women. What is going on here? It's like it just popped up on my screen, so I was like, oh,
Oh
what?
no.
Then I
I'm
then
terrible with Hinge because I always like comment something like that I think is funny that like I don't
mm,
know if they're gonna think it's funny. And
it's
then like
hard without tone of voice.
yeah, exactly. And then like I only get people who like because like like you're most likely to like fall in love with someone who looks like you.
I've
And
heard
like
that.
yeah. And like I that kind of matches like what I've been getting on there. And I'm like, I don't
Mm.
know, I don't want to date my reflection.
Yeah, I definitely look like I could be siblings with some of the people I've dated in the past,
Yeah.
but I don't think that's Chris's story because I don't think any of these women don't even look like human beings, and no less they don't look like him. God, I hate the internet. I hate the whole thing.
Oh
I got to
man.
fix my windows. There's like so much. I can see how the Matrix becomes a real thing because it's like all this stuff around me is going decrepit and dissolving, rotting, the rotting wood on the windows. Like, meanwhile, I'm like, I'm scrolling, Like, where does all the time in the day go? It goes in the phone.
Hmm.
It goes in the phone. I am
Oh,
not on Hinge.
that's so relatable. I'm like, I gotta check out all these YouTube videos and I gotta go on Reddit or whatever to see what's going on and see the news and everything. But it's like, but at the same time, like I haven't washed my dishes in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, we gotta stay, we gotta stick in this
Yeah.
3D, because this is not 5D in here. It's like some
Yeah.
some matrix shit. We gotta go to 3D or 5D. No in between. The lower fourth dimension is where they store all the demons.
Yeah.
But I do think fourth dimension is like timelessness, like flow state,
Yeah.
inspiration. But you're not inspired when you're just taking in entertainment.
Yeah.
I personally don't watch or listen to anything unless it's Paul White Gold Eagle, and that's only when I'm in the bathtub at night.
Yeah.
The less you imbibe, like, other people's shit, the easier you can create your own stuff.
Yeah.
But there's not as much comparing what you're doing to all the things that
Yeah.
you like.
Everything, everyone else. Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like, what were you saying? Uh, oh, maybe it's like the Fiona Apple thing. Like she didn't
Yeah.
listen to music for a decade except for like whatever. It's like
Yeah.
that's how I am, but it's like it's not just like it's like you boil everything down to super concentrate of Annie Hardy, or
Yeah.
whoever you are. And you get to see what you're really working with down there, because we're so highly influenced by anything we hear. I
Mhm.
remember a couple years into my stopping music, I was in the car with my friend Mike, and he has horrible taste in music, and he was playing some emo punk band or something that was just so god awful. It was maybe an emo ish indie rock band with this.
Yeah.
They have a very, particular like chord progressions, and I find that music detestable. And I was forced to listen to it just for one drive for like half an hour.
Yeah.
And the next week or two, every time I wrote a song, I was like, oh, damn it. This sounds like a crappy emo indie rock song again. Like
Yeah. It crept into you.
it creeps in the subconscious because the subconscious is recording everything and it's recording it in reverse.
Hmm.
So that's why we got the backward masking on the song saying he'll give you 666 or whatever it's saying. That's why they're flashing the backwards like messages faster than the eye can perceive on the television and movie screens or whatever. And who was really king that shit is Aleister Crowley. He said, every good black magician should learn to think, speak, write, etc. backwards, because I don't really understand why. But then like, don't forget Chris Cross in the 90s wearing all their clothes backwards. What did that mean?
Yeah.
It means you've got to jump, jump. It means crisscross will make you jump, jump. They don't make nothing like they used to anymore, though.
Very wise words.
Wisest words ever spoken was by crisscross.
Yeah. If you're ever in a situation, make sure you to jump into something.
Yeah,
That's what they
yeah.
really mean.
I would love to make a mashup medley of crisscross. Will make you jump, jump
Mhm.
with like, might as well jump, jump. Go ahead and jump. And
I
there's
would
one
love that.
more in the jump Holy Trinity. What
It's a
is
jump
it?
around.
Jump around. That's what it is. Exactly. Jump up, and get down. That's right.
That they did like a survey of every state, and for Wisconsin, that was the number one song.
Really
Yeah, people
jump
love it down
around.
here.
What's not to love? You know, back in the 90s, even the top 20 Billboard shit was like pretty dope.
Yeah, for sure. They had like Tupac and everything like that. And like they had things that were just
Even the stuff that
weird.
sucked, like Amy
Yeah,
Grant,
yeah,
still was inherently good somehow. Like
yeah.
it still was dope, like this isn't my shit because I'm like in the 90s, I wasn't like a Christian or nothing, or I don't even know if that's what that is, but like I feel like she's got Christian rock roots. And
Yeah.
it's just like what we used to call as back then is kind of gay, you could say that like back in the 90s, we called that gay. And
Yeah.
but still, you know, I wouldn't want to rip my ears off just to not hear it. Like some of
Yeah.
this all this like techno music and shit that kids listen to, like I don't get it.
Hmm.
It's
For sure.
that's not music to me. Like
Yeah.
that's like I feel like I'm being raped by Alexa or like some AI robot. Like I can't be in the room with that shit.
Yeah, it's an energy drink, you know.
It is.
It provides you like straight energy, but there's like nothing behind it. Like
Yeah,
you're energized from drinking the energy drink, but like it's not real. It's not like something like tangible, you know.
you're
It's
gonna crash. Yeah, it's an
yeah.
emptiness, and that's how the world is operating. Like, well, here's this fulfilling experience right away, right now, with no sustainability,
Mhm.
and leaves you emptier than before afterwards.
That's why you always have to like scroll or whatever, you know, or like you
Yeah.
always have to find something new.
Yeah. And the shit that's on other people's for you pages is astonishing to me. Like I think you could really look at somebody's like Instagram page thingy where it's like it suggests all the stuff to you. Like let's look at mine. I feel I don't know if I'm right. I could be wrong,
I'm
but I
so
think
interested in for you pages. I really I want to see everyone's.
yeah, exactly. Because it really tells you what the fuck is going on within that person's like consciousness. Like,
Yeah.
what is this? I've got a lot of like food porn going on, but that's just, I feel like as of this week, I've got a lot of fucking opossum like content on here. Damn it, you can't see that one. Oh, look, there's your friend at the vegan thing. It says
Yeah.
feeling overstimulated. Yeah, I've got a lot of animal crap. I've got a lot of relationship crap. I've got a lot of like, I don't know if everybody gets these weird like village people that are like washing some giant. Like, does everyone get that? And
No.
also, Apple, if you don't stop sending me journal prompts from this journal app that just showed up on its own accord on my phone one day, if you think I'm going to journal in it, you're out of your fucking mind. You know, this fucking is bullshit. It's like they want you to tell them exactly how you feel so they can fucking use that against you at some point, somehow. I'm certain
They're
they're
like,
not
she's
out
sad.
for, yeah, let's sell her some Ozempic or something. Whatever goes on. What the fuck is this? Oh, it's a donut. I thought it was something really disgusting. But you can tell when you're on like your divine path and when you're just like, I'm
Yeah.
not on mine right now, according to my page, you know? Oh, maybe. It's like, it depends how many God things I see on there.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like, it's all God stuff, or at least all spiritual. And then, you know, oh, and then other times, whatever I'm looking at right now, ew, the fuck is that? Somebody's getting like a gemstone put into like their pinky toenail. Okay. See, that just fed the demons in hell because I was like, what is that? Why do they have a hole in their toe? It's like, I just couldn't see very well.
Oh, gross. I
I
feel
got
like
to
this
get a
should
new hobby.
I feel like this should be like a plus. I feel like this should be like essential for like when you like date people. You gotta look at their for
Yeah.
yous and see what's going on.
Exactly. Not only that, but you got to look at their main page on Instagram here.
Yeah.
You got to look at their main page and you got to make sure you got to count how many pictures of self there are. Let
Oh,
me
that's a good point.
navigate to let me find the nearest narc here. Because when you have a narcissist out on Instagram, like I wonder, let me check this doctor. Ironic. This is wait, hold on. Ironically, a lot of the doctors and stuff that talk about narcissism and narcissistic personality disorder are narcissists
It's like their
themselves.
face everywhere.
Yeah. And so it's like their whole thing is just like videos of self. And
uh,
but I mean, okay, let me go to a normal person and see what that looks like. But like there's people, let's think, who's a good narc from the world stage that we could
a
look
narc.
up, like a narcissist like Paris Hilton.
Yeah.
That's such a like
Uh,
early aughts reference right there. Like, Paris Hilton, you don't say. So let me go to what?
oh, it works. I
Yeah, I
just looked
mean,
her up.
oh, did you?
Yeah.
Can you show the phone to the thing? Is it all 3 for 3 self? Yep. Yeah.
It's all
And like
face.
it's even more shocking. It's because it's like this is what that person's thinking about all the time.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are just pictures of themselves without even another person in the picture.
Hmm.
Like, so if you have someone who's 3 for 3 tiles of self, that person's a narc.
Oh, that's a good point. Oh, I didn't even think of that because they do have to constantly think about like how's my face gonna look when they like go on my page and like see the wall of
Well,
videos.
they just are only thinking about themselves. So they only think to post themselves. They
Yeah.
don't even think of other people because other people don't truly exist to them.
Hmm.
But similarly, sometimes you catch a covert narc on the complete flip side where there's no pictures of them whatsoever. And that's just a different type of narc, but the same idea.
Yeah.
So both of them are red flags.
Oh, that's so interesting. These little things that like are in part of like our everyday life, like we never think about like what it means, like the underlying like meaning behind like why.
Yeah. I think about that shit nonstop
Yeah.
because I'm not because I don't have a Netflix account. So I got plenty of time and I like to figure stuff out. I'm a Gemini, although
Yeah.
I don't claim that. Jesus, right? Uh, and I rebuke and bind all astrology, but still, I'm very like, I want to know the secrets of the universe. I want the answers. So
Yeah.
I'm always on the hunt because I find so much relief comes in being a seeker of knowledge and answers.
Yeah. This is your
Uh-oh.
trains.
Yeah, trains. My chicken train in the living room is starting to bark at me
Oh no.
because she wants something. This is so
Okay.
fucked up. I don't know if anyone else has chickens that are just like, hey, hey, give me something. Like, dude, what do you want? Watermelon?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Relax. They just start to raise hell. They're like, fuck this bitch. What's she doing? She hasn't given me nothing in an hour. Like, dude, I just gave you a hard boiled egg an hour ago. What do you want?
Yeah.
What do you want?
So silly. All right. Well, I'll let you go. Yeah. Okay, so I'll let you go. This was really nice. I really like talking to you.
Yeah, this was fun. Thank you for asking me.
Yeah, no, I feel like you've given me a lot to think about and like a lot of things to look up and everything.
I do that. Yeah,
Yeah, you really
tend
do.
to.
And
Good.
I'll take to be good to people as a way to like kind of subvert myself.
Yeah, yeah. We are how we act. So it's like
Yeah.
better act good so you feel good.
But yeah, everyone check out Annie's music, Giant Jury, some of the older albums, her new stuff. Um, I, I really like Dashcam. Maybe check out Dashcam.
If you want, that
But be
makes
nice
no
about it.
difference to me. Yeah.
Yeah. But
You'll only hate it if you're a narc, is the good news. So if you're a
yeah,
narc, probably don't watch. But even
yeah,
some narcs like it.
yeah.
So you
That's
never really know.
no narcs needed for that. Like, we
Yeah.
don't. Yeah.
Narcs don't have fun.
No.
That's the thing. So they couldn't have fun with the film. They just could get offended only.
Yeah.
Losers.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Well, it was so
Well,
great
thank
talking to
you.
you.
Thanks for
Yeah,
having me. I had a great time too.
for sure.